started, he was a good speaker. He is now a master blaster himself. And we thank him so much. All my colleagues, parliamentary colleagues, colleagues from the Senate, colleagues from the House of Representatives, of course, and the senators who have joined us tonight, the councillors from the various regions, activists, friends, UNC family, good evening. Thank you for coming. For the past couple of weeks, our team has been going to various constituencies, meeting our supporters, our members, our activists, and it has been absolutely inspiring, tremendously inspiring. We have received love and support across the land. And tonight I want to thank all of those who have come out and all those who are here tonight. Tabakita, are you ready? Point-a-Pair, are you ready? San Fernando, are you ready? There is a tremendous, powerful energy, mystic vibration here tonight. And we got that, as I say, in all the several meetings that we've had, a tremendous energy showing the force of the United National Congress that we are ready and willing to remove this wicked, corrupt PNN government. So to our detractors, they're saying they want you to believe that your party is weak. There's some of them saying the party is too quiet. There's some saying our party has leadership issues, that we are not united. There's some saying that Kamala has to go. Well, I want to tell you something tonight. You don't pelt mango. Don't pelt tree that have no mango, have no fruit on it. That's the first thing. I want to tell you our foundation is strong, our roots are strong, our branches are strong, and our party is now stronger than ever and more united than ever. And you know, to our detractors, the dissidents, saying, even after I beat them all, they say party members saying they want someone else. Well, who? Tell us whom. I listened to them and I called them out. I listened to them, I said, come, let's see what you can do. I said, you want to be a leader, well, come out and fight openly. Do not hide behind fake names. Do not hide behind cabals and canals. Don't hide, come out in the open and we'll take you on. We'll take on every single one of you. If you want to be the leader of our great party, you have to fight for it and you have to get the votes of the membership of the party. So, they may be well-intentioned, you know. Somebody chain up Fuad Khan. He may be well-intentioned. But I want to be very clear. Running an alternative government is not a game. It is not a joke. It is not a cartoon proof for a squirrel and for a fake ras. This is serious business. And you are asking our party to vote for you, and you go on these posts, putting on a fake rasta wig, talking to a squirrel who is not a real squirrel. You really have to wonder if this fella for real. Talking to a squirrel that is a stuffed toy. And you want the membership to vote for you. Well, I'll tell you tonight, Fuad, the membership is strong and they're smart people. And they know that we are about serious business. Because look at what's happening. People are dying every day. You pick up the newspapers and the headlines is crime after crime after crime. You see what is going on with the corruption. Rudy and others have spoken about it. You see what is joblessness. I call it a pandemic of joblessness. Right here in Point-a-Pair, Petrotrain, thousands of workers sent home. And all the supporting businesses had to shut down because of this corrupt, visionless, missionless government led by Keith Rowley. We see the crime. You drive on these roads, you're driving into pothole after pothole after pothole. I think one of our speakers told us one night, it's like you're driving because there's so many potholes. The whole road is just one big pothole. Infrastructure, crime, healthcare. Anita told us the education sector. David Lee, the energy sector. And Darcy will tell you in the labor sector. Saddam talks about what's going on in the national security. Rodney Charles tells us about it. They talk about what's going on with the AG. In every single sector and every institution, they have collapsed. They have collapsed, and we have to move them out as soon as we can, politically. So I say, we are about serious business. This is no joke. And we must learn to understand that what we do now will have consequences tomorrow. Deputy Leader John told us elections have consequences. And so we must be serious and know what we are doing as we prepare for whichever election the government calls. We must be strong and we must be ready. And so we are paving the way for going forward. I have led this party for many years. Where have these persons been? When they no longer had positions, what happened? They call it sour grapes, I think. Maybe you all have a better word in local parlance, but they call it sour grapes. When they no longer had the positions, and they got those positions because of whom? The very same leadership. Mr. Pandya used to say, you call them the Makaram. The Makaram people. They want to lead you now. So we led this party for all these years. Where were they? What did they do? When no longer MP and chairman and so on, did they continue to serve you? No, 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 no. During COVID, when I was out there with our MPs and councillors and so on, begging for vaccines, begging for hampers for the poor, when our executive, our national executive and the constituency executives, we were there giving out the masks and the food hampers, where were they? They were nowhere to be seen. They gave no help to you or to the people of our country. They were on radio and TV, crying down UNC members. There's one writing every week in the papers attacking the UNC, but not one day will that person attack the PNM. Not one day. That person's claim to fame, to get in the papers, is to attack the UNC. And that's what they continue to do. They are hypocrites in what they're doing. Not one day will they call out the PNM. Not one day. Remember that. You have a committed team in the parliament, outside the parliament. We take on the PNM every single day. Every day. And so today we will not allow those who support the PNM, they do it directly or indirectly. We will never allow them to distract us from what is our job. Rudy told us what is the role of politics. Told us tonight what is it for, is to give a better quality of life to all the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. That's what it's for. Drains, infrastructure, healthcare, education, energy, in every sector. That is the role of a politician in politics. So don't sit behind a camera and bad talk the UNC, or write a column in the paper and bad talk the UNC, and then you want to come to run for position in the UNC? No way! No way! We must send them packing. We must send them running. We vowed to fight this fight for as long as you want me to do so. And I ask you, on the 26th, there will be 18 stars on the ballot paper. Don't just put one star on the top. Put your X. Go down the line, 18 stars to lead your party into the next election. So, I talk again about the AG scandal. You know, we've been talking about it. You know, today is 11 days since that story. And this Attorney General has no respect or honor or integrity with respect to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. He has taken a vow of silence. The only time you take vow of silence is when you plead the fifth because you're guilty. You don't want to talk. No accountability for his actions. And I want to say, my friends, all these issues facing the country, he run. He run. But Mr. Amor, me amor, as they say. You can run, but you cannot hide. You can run, but you cannot hide. Don't run. No. He lied on an affidavit in a Florida court. And when he did those lies, at the bottom, the last paragraph, which he had to put, he says that everything here is true and correct. And I make this statement on penalty of perjury. In other words, penalties for lying. I do it on penalty for perjury. And so tonight I again call on the U.S. authorities to investigate whether Amor lied in a court in Florida. And this vow of silence, the vow of silence that he says he's taken, he has the WPC wiggy. Shameless people. WPC is also, Camille is also a lawyer. But she's not brighter than the UNC lawyers, I'll tell you that for sure. She comes out to make a statement that Kamala is a lawyer and a senior counsel and whatever and whatever and whatever. Woman, I brighter than you any day. Any day. Any day. And you come to say that this matter is sub judice. You're right. It is sub judice. But the issue at hand is not what is sub judice. That is not the issue that the people of our country must be concerned about. So what is under appeal and is sub judice is the issue of whether he should be disqualified or not disqualified. That is the issue in the court. That is what the appeal is about. So don't mix matters, don't take basket, don't get chained up. The issue is that he lied in a court of law. That is the issue. And whether he wins the appeal, whether he loses the appeal, that will not change the price of cocoa. He still lied. It would be still lied. That is a fact. He lied to a court of law. And this pathetic attempt to hide behind the appeal, and Camille, as I say, there was sub judice. Want to tell the country, why are we talking about this matter when it's under appeal? And he must stay quiet, and that's what he must do because it's sub judice. Lady, your Attorney General is giving you advice. And this is an age you lies. So he lied when he told you he's protected by the sub judice rule. He's not protected with respect to the lies that he gave in the court. And let me remind you of how many those were. Lie one, he claimed he was a junior lawyer in the case, in the preliminary inquiries. You hear lie? Yes, yes, Bellman. You hear lie? That is lying. The team that represented Kwaitong and his partner in the Trinidad Magistrates Court, 3 lawyers. One, Mr. Alan Alexander, now deceased, he was senior counsel. Mr. Reginald Amor, senior counsel, and Ian Brooks. The only junior lawyer in that matter was Ian Brooks. Reginald Amor was senior counsel at the time. So he lied about that. But look, it really doesn't matter whether it's a senior counsel or a junior counsel who lied. It don't matter if you're a tall lawyer, a short lawyer, a bright lawyer, a stupid lawyer. The point is you were a lawyer in the matter. And there is a conflict of interest. There is a conflict of interest. First lie then about his participation in the Trinidad Magistrates Court in the years 2004 to I think it was about 2008, representing Kwaitong. Second lie, lie 2. He claimed that his job was just to take notes. Well, in all my years as a lawyer, and many years, I have never known that you hire a senior counsel to take notes. When you're hiring senior counsels to stand up and argue and fight and cross-examine witnesses and so on, talk about law. If you wanted a note taker, I'll carry the secretary from my office. I'm sure Saddam does that sometimes. You take the secretary to take notes. And if you do have a junior lawyer, as they did have Ian Brooks, then they will take notes. So he lied again. And all he did was to take notes. That's what he's telling the court in Miami. That has nothing to do with disqualification or not. That has nothing to do with the matter on the appeal. What it has to do with an attorney general, shamefacedly, bold-faced, no integrity, no honesty, lied to a court in Florida, in the international arena. He said he was just a note taker. He said all he did was minimal research, minimal research. But when you look at the records on the magistrate's court, when Armour was represented, Kwaitong and others, he was actively participating in that matter. He wasn't just taking notes. Let's get it very clear. The proceedings are clear, and these are court proceedings. Mr. Armour got up on many occasions and he made legal submissions. That is not note-taking. Mr. Armour went in the court and cross-examined witnesses. Is that note-taking? That is the job of a lawyer. You go and cross-examine witnesses that the other side brings. He has also made written submissions signed by the name Reginald Armour, SC. So written submissions, oral submissions, cross-examination, and you want to tell me, tell the country that you were just a note-taker? You hear lie? That is lie too. And then we come to lie 3. Lie 3. Let's break it down, Bellman. Lie 3. In the present proceedings in the Miami court, he said he recused himself. Well, you all know that word well, huh? Because this government is a recusal government. We had over 210 recusals by cabinet ministers in the cabinet when decisions were being made for them or their families and finances to benefit. Lie 3, recusal. Mr. Armour said he walled off himself from the matter. He recused himself from the Miami case. You hear lie? That is lie 2. Let's look at it. When we look at his participation, his involvement in the case in the Miami court, since he became AG, we see 1. He was provided with a status report on the matter which involved other matters with his former client Kwaitong. Further, he, on his own affidavit, all this comes from his affidavit, and then he wants to say he recused himself. Look, you cannot be half pregnant. It's either you recuse yourself or you did not recuse yourself. You can't be. I think there's a good way to understand it. It's either you recused or you did not. So you can't say you recused yourself, but then you were given up a status report on the matter. That you were involved in logistics for the trial. That you named persons to attend mediation. That's sounding like recusal to you? You cannot, as I say, be half pregnant. It's either you recused or you did not. Continuing, 5. He named a person to attend the trial. 6. He signed a settlement agreement. 7. He managed the payment of legal fees. 8. He spoke to the legal team on 3 separate occasions. The Florida lawyers, Miami lawyers. On the 30th of March, 10th April, 14th April. These are all his admissions, you understand? These are the things that he's admitting to. Then he says he did logistics to bring and house witnesses from Trinidad and Tobago for the trial in Miami. That sounds to you like he recused himself? He said about ministerial duties. Are those ministerial duties? Those are duties of lawyers. And so he lied when he said he walled himself off on this rule. Continuing. He said he authorized the dropping of certain claims brought by the government in the Miami court. That is not ministerial duties. In order to go forward to drop claims, you have to look at the evidence, you have to look at the law, you have to make a legal determination. Does that sound like recusal to you? No, no, no. You hear lie again, lies. 10. Mr. Amo even went ahead and he's named as a witness on the witness list for the trial. What kind of recusal is that? The witness list was filed one day before he left TNT. All of this he did. And then he says he's walled off, that he recused himself. He made a declaration on penalty of perjury, which was filed in the case to oppose application was brought that he must be disqualified. So all of this he did based on his extensive involvement of Mr. Amo in the Miami matter. The Miami court had to remind him in the judgment. The judge said, reminded him of the duties of lawyers in relation to former clients. And if it is that he told sequel law, which is also he said in his affidavit, about his conflict of interest, why was it not raised with the court then? Why? You told them what? In secret? Why didn't tell them you were involved before? Why did the defendants have to bring it to the attention of the court through a motion to disqualify? And just before I came, I was reading the transcript of this matter, this motion, and the trial of it in the Florida court. And that's one of the things the judge actually asked the lawyers for the AG and for Trinidad and Tobago sequel law. He said, well, why didn't you all bring this to the attention of the court? Why? Why did you not tell the court? Why did you wait until these persons put a motion to disqualify you all from this hearing? Why did you wait? So you were hoping nobody would find out? You were hoping to keep it a secret because you never even told the defendants that you were entering the case on behalf of Trinidad and Tobago. You didn't tell them. You were keeping it secret. And even if he says, well, he didn't remember his extensive involvement in the case before the magistrate's court, that is no excuse not to lie. That is no excuse to lie. Because from the time that matter was brought to your attention, you should have done what they call due diligence. So, at best or worst, he lied. At best or worst, he was totally negligent in carrying out his duties on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So I'm telling you, do not get chained up and caught and distracted about sub judice and appeal. The appeal has nothing to do with all these lies that the sitting Attorney General of our country brought shame and scandal to our country because of his lying behavior. Lie for, and there'll be more lies. I'll stop there tonight. I think you get the picture. He lied, and he lied. And that is why 11 days now, matter exposed, he has not seen it fit to tender his resignation. And I want to say something. Monday we were in Parliament. When was it? Monday? Monday. Atina, thank you. You said I showed my mettle. But I was vexed. I was damn vexed that this lying man will come in that Parliament. And remember, when he comes in that house, he's a guest of the House of Representatives. He is a member of the Senate. When you come down to our house, you are a guest, and you must show some respect for the members of Parliament sitting in that house. I want to say, before I continue on that point, I want to tell him quite nicely, mi amor, my brother-in-law, I want to tell you, don't be worried about my health. First he said something, what he said, whatever nonsense. He said he was impressed to see me in the house because I don't come to the house. Well, Mr. AG, you are not a member of my house. You cannot pontificate and pronounce about me in my own house. And then he says, oh, but I see she left. You know why we left? We did not want to listen to a lying AG because we had no confidence in our AG. morning, I was being assisted. So he thinks maybe I'm not well. Mr. Amo, I am strong, I am well, and I'm good to go, and I'm going to fight. You see, their modus operandi, how they behave, their conduct, they don't know about love and affection that the members of the opposition in that house have for each other and for their leader. They don't know about that. I'm told that them MPs and senators getting cussed up each day and every day. We don't operate like that in our caucus with our MPs, our senators, our members. That's how we operate. So if they were helping me down this step, oh God, man, be a gentleman now. That's what was happening. They were helping me down the step. That's what gentlemen do. So look, you're just jealous. Nobody really cares about you. And who you should be worried about is your Prime Minister. He cannot come back yet from a summit that ended days ago. Because why? Medical tests. That's what they want us to believe. He's doing routine medical testing. Well, if it's so routine, why don't you come home and do it? Why don't you take taxpayers' dollars and do it up in California? Why don't you come? You said we have the best health care in the Commonwealth. Well, come home and do your tests. So Ms. Amo, you feel sorry for your Prime Minister with his medical test, and don't worry about me. We in the UNC are strong. And we in the UNC, we will continue to fight the corruption of the PNM. We'll continue to fight in every which way we can to bring back better and good governance to Trinidad and Tobago. I want you to ask yourself two questions before I go forward. One is, why is Rowley still in California? If these tests are routine, could be done here. I am told, well, maybe playing golf too, but I am told that the company who wants to buy or lease our refinery is in California. The electricians who want to buy or lease our refinery, they are in California. So I call on the Prime Minister to tell us whether he's in secret meetings with these electricians who want to buy our refinery or lease our refinery. And then, strangely enough, MP Saddam and I discussed something today about the fact that AG Amo fly out of the country. Now, from all my years, when a sitting minister leaves the country, is leaving, the releases go out to say that they're out on official business, and it says where they are going. This release never said nothing. Where he's going, for what purpose? So we have to find out where he's gone, one, and why. But further, they have filed an appeal in the Florida court, it is true. But I've made it very clear to you, my problem is not the appeal and the disqualification. That's bad enough. It's the lies. I don't want us to lose track and sight of that. So I am told that in the filing of the appeal, the procedural rules are you have to file other documents and affidavits and so on. But since he, Amo, is disqualified, and since any continuing involvement will really go in breach again of the professional rules, that he gone, they send him out to put who it is, Stuart Young to act, so you'll have a different Attorney General to put the papers. You see, is all the, what a tangled web we weave when we first set out to deceive, and that's all this government is about, deception and corruption and incompetence. So the Rowley cabinet is in a total mess, and that doesn't bother them. That doesn't bother them. The government is running on autopilot at the moment. Autopilot. And you pick up the paper I saw today, more workers to go home. Unilever, I believe it is in there. Food prices continue to rise. Crime continues unabated. Government continues to cut education funding. Roads are totally crumbling. And what is the government doing? Nothing. I am told some minister buy a big Mercedes Benz. I don't even go check. And then turn around and sold it for somebody for more millions. Well, Faris did it before. Up to now, we can't get a report about why it was never registered when he sold it to KPB. There's another minister. Another minister. So I'm just putting it out there. Jayanti told us the other night about a minister who was prohibited from registering for further academic year at the university because of plagiarism. Tonight, I can confirm that I've received records which names that minister, and I ask him as Foster Cummins. That's the minister. So I asked Mr. Cummins, is this true? Talk now. Because if you don't talk, I will expose you and release the documents that we have received. Let us know and tell us it's not you. At least don't take a vow of silence on this one. And don't go for no injunction in the court, because Jayanti will beat you left, right, and center. They have no idea, they have no plans. They have nothing, initiative one, not one to improve lives, to help people. And that is why we must continue to band together, to work together, to get them out of office politically. Have no fear, the UNC has a plan. We have a track record. We did it once, been there, done that. We can do it again to grow Trinidad and Tobago. I say again, the PNM is on the run. But they can run, as I told you before, they can run how much they want. They cannot hide. We will continue to expose them. Our party is stronger than ever. And tonight I say to you, on June 26th, come out and vote. Bring out your friends and family. Come out to vote. We need your votes on the 26th. As the others told you, there are 18 stars. You must put the X next to every single star. Every single one. I have time to still say a few words? Okay. I just want to tell you where you have to vote. We are publishing it and will be on the websites, but I just want to let you know. You have to vote in the constituency in which you were registered as a UNC member. I know some of you may have moved. So when you registered, you might have been in Point of Bay constituency, but you may have moved. And you're living in a different constituency. But just like the EBC, it's where you were registered. You have never made any reports to the head office that you've changed your address. So you will only get to vote in the constituency where you were registered as a member to vote. And so Arima will vote at the Upper Malabar Community Center, Aruca Maloney Regional Complex, Barataria San Juan Don Miguel Hindu School, Carney Central, Upper Karapichaima Presbyterian School, Carney East, Warrenville Presbyterian School, Chaguanas East, Endeavour Hindu School, Chaguanas West, Charleville Presbyterian School, Couva North, Orangefield Hindu School, Couva South, Exchange Presbyterian School, Kumoto Manzalina Grosvenor Presbyterian School, Dabadi O'Mara, Upper Malabar Community Center, Diego Martin Central Diego Martin Community Center. Diego Martin Northeast and Diego Martin West all will vote at that same Central Diego Martin Community Center. Faizabad, Superior Road KPA School. Labre, Rosilac Hindu School. La Joqueta Talparo, Brazil RC Primary School. Lavendale East, Morva, Lavendale West, Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West, Port of Spain South will all vote at the SWWTU Hall, Wrightson Road, Port of Spain. Lopido Bonner West, Five Rivers Hindu Primary School, Mayaro, Rio Claro Hindu School, Maruga Tableland, Roshat Douglas Presbyterian School, Naparima, Lengua Presbyterian Primary School, Oropuch East, Parvati Girls College, Oropuch West, San Francisco Hindu School, Point 14, Cedrus Community Center, And you from Pointe-a-Pitre, you will vote at the Union Presbyterian School, Princestown, St. Julian Presbyterian School, San Fernando East, St. John's Community Center, San Fernando West, Naparima Boys College, Superior Shiva Boys College, St. Anne's East, Santa Cruz Presbyterian Primary, St. Augustine Tunapuna Hindu Primary School, St. Joseph Arang West Community Center, Tabakit Happy Hill Hindu Primary School, Tobago East and West Calder Hall Multipurpose Facility in Scarborough, Toko Sani Grande Hindu Primary School, and Tunapuna El Dorado North Hindu Primary School. So these are your voting stations. Tell your friends, your family. Tell the activists that whom you are mobilizing of where they will have to go to vote on the 26th. So again, I thank you all very much. I say I am very inspired and encouraged by the show of strength and support for the STAR team. Wherever we've gone Friday, you're welcome to join us for the Shogunas meetings at Gen Spec in Shogunas. And Saturday we shall be in Kumoto Mansalina Grande at the Swaha Hindu College, yes, on Saturday. And then we'll let you know for the rest of the week. We will close this campaign on the 24th of June, which is a Friday next week, in Penal Junction, at the Penal Secondary School, Penal Junction. So we look forward. You're welcome to any of the meetings. Tonight I ask all the members of the STAR team who are here tonight to please stand. The members of the STAR team who are present, please stand. And we ask you to give this strong team to lead your party, your vote on the 26th. God bless you and thank you very much.